Well, good morning everybody. It's Francine here again. It's Tuesday morning here in New Zealand, so it's a gorgeous day out there today, a lovely winter's day, nice and crisp, so had the fire going. It's really nice. So anyway, today I'm going to show you a different design that I've been working on. I've done it a few times for different events, so I thought I would share that with you. So I hope you're all well out there. Good morning Helen, lovely to see you. Rose, it's really nice to see you all. So anyway, I've got a container here. It is lovely to see you. I've got a container just with some water in it, and I've got my 10-inch wreath frame here. So I'm just going to pop that in there and let it soak for a minute while I have a catch up with you all. So it is lovely to see you all, and I'm really enjoying seeing the beautiful work that you're doing and sending me the pictures. It's just wonderful that we're all sharing this time together doing our flowers. It's good for the soul. Lovely to see you, Beverly. And Sally, nice to see you too. Beverly Henderson, nice to see you in Hamilton. I hope you're going good there. Morning, Valerie. So anyway, I've got that soaking. So once the bubbles stop, you know that the wreath frame is actually completely soaked. So I'm just going to pop that on my turntable now. So this is just a little simple design today that I thought I'd share with you. So I've got here some of my, lovely to see you all, I've got my Fats Hedera, which is the cross between the ivy and the Aurelia. So I'll put them, and I've pre-wired some because I thought you'd probably get a bit sick of me wiring in front of you. It's just a habit for me, you know. I do enjoy my wiring. But I couldn't not wire some leaves because there's some new people that have been joining us that haven't done flowers before. And if you're you want to share your floral art group or wherever you belong, please share, because people are asking, where can I join clubs? So, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? And they get to know that we're such a friendly lot all around the world. And yeah, so do share if you've got a club that you belong to, do share that too, so they may be able to contact you. So it's really good. Fred's not here today, but Fred may appear later in the week. So anyway, I'm pre-wiring some of my leaves. So I cut my 22 gauge wire, and all I do is I go a third of the way up the back of the leaf, through the centre, bring to the neck, one leg around the other, and bring both legs down, and then you can cut that. I'll just get my other scissors, cut them on an angle. And I'm just pre-wiring a whole lot of leaves. Cut the wire off there. So I've been out and I've gathered this morning. Oh, well, I'm glad to see you too, Helen. You enjoy today. So enjoy tonight. I know some of you, it's very late at night when you come to watch and join in. So I hope you have sweet dreams, or you start dreaming about, now where can I find that in my garden tomorrow? So anyway, I've pre-wired a whole lot of leaves here, and I've got my wreath frame. So all I'm going to do is just go right around the edge of my wreath frame. Just nice and simple. Go right around the edge. Some up and some low. And overlap them, put a couple up in the top here. So I just wanted to have a little wander around what I had in the garden, because it is winter here. So I was just picking a few things up out of the garden to share with you. So I'm just putting these in, and the wires help anchor it into the foam, so it just holds it. So I again can bend the wire over the edge. I want to take it over the side of the container. If it won't hold, you can use a mossing pin, or you can cut your wire and just give it a little bend like that, and just anchor that in there as well, just to pin it down over the side. Oh, hello in Devonshire, is it Aberdeen? Aberdeenshire, oh, Scotland. I am going to have to learn how to say these names. I really do. I get really excited that you're all joining me, and as you can tell, I just love doing my flowers. Flowers are my peaceful place. So I've been out this morning, got up nice and early, and I've been out packing up some orders and doing a bit of gardening, and had quite a good morning this morning. Got lots and lots done. So I'm just going to pop that one right in the top there. So I'm just going right around the edges, just with these leaves. So that one there's a bit wonky. Don't want wonky ones. Put that in, go all the way around. It was quite a nice, came up on my timeline today. I can't believe it's 6 years since there was the show in Ireland, in Dublin. And what a fantastic time we had. Just meeting everybody and sharing and getting to know everyone. And it was our holiday of a lifetime for Ashley and I. We've been planning it for a long time. But he said to me, oh, I'm not sure about going with these flowers. And then when I was first asked to do it, I'll tell you a little story. So then he disappeared, you see, into the office. I thought, that's a bit strange. Oh, well, I'll go. Anyway, came back and he said, guess what, France? I mean, what is? She said, the Isle of Man is on at the same time as the flower show in Dublin. I think we should make it our world trip that we'd always planned. So that's why we ended up going to the Isle of Man and through England and Ireland, did a tour of Ireland and then went to the show. So I can't believe that was 6 years ago. So it's lovely. Oh, South Carolina, lovely to see you all this morning. So anyway, I've just gone roughly around the outsides, and as you can see, I've got a few in here. So then I thought, what else have I got in my garden? So I had some Paris, some Lily of the Valley tree. My real Lily of the Valley isn't out, of course, but when that does come out, I will share it with you because I've got a beautiful big area just full of Lily of the Valley. So I'm just chopping up this here of the Paris japonica, and this is actually what we call the Lily Valley tree here in New Zealand. But if I'd learned to leave it alone, it would probably actually flower beautifully, but I keep picking it. So I'm putting some in between around the edge and bringing a few up into this placement as well. Like this, you see. So I'm just going to work my way around here. I just thought I'd do a nice simple one today. So work my way right round. I want little bits to hang over the edge, so that's why I've got a few little pieces hanging over the edge, and you'll see why, because there's plenty of options with this design. Put a little bit more up and through here. And it's like really basing up like you would be doing a wreath. But I'm going to put a twist on it, as I always do. I take it around and through here. A little bit in through there, and save some of the leaves as well. Take that bit there off. Sorry, I shouldn't let my scissors clunk on the table. Pop that up and through there. A few more leaves, clean that one up. A little bit of that up and through there. Now starting to fill the foam up. See, it's just going around just like a wreath. And so any of the wreaths that you've made, if you've made wreaths in the past, it's the same sort of principle, but I'm going to do a twist on this one and show you a few options that you can do. Put that one in there. I'll clean up behind me. A little bit more here. Coming in through. When I was a little girl watching them making the wreaths in the shop when I was younger, a lot younger. You need extra hair dye now, don't you? Yes, they used to make it out of sphagnum moss, so I do have another option that you can do this with the sphagnum moss as well if you want to do the sustainability thing. So put that out there. Now I've got a little bit of fern here that I had left over from the other day. I didn't want to waste it. So, but if you've got conifer, you can pop a little bit of conifer in. This will give it a contrast. So by using the smoother leaves like either the ivy or the Fat's hedera, it gives like a bit of rest to the design, and then you can add just groupings of other ferns or conifers, give it a textural contrast. And then by adding a bit of the Paris, that's giving another form in there, another bit more of a textural contrast, but it's also adding a bit of pattern to the design as well with what I'm doing. So I'll just turn this in through here. That one is just about finished. This is what I quick dipped last week, and it's still holding. This is the one that had the newish growth on it. So it's also good to show you that using the Floral Life Quick Dip is a magic product because it is going to hold your flowers. And when you're doing a lot of the big events and displays, you want things that are going to hold and not give up on you, if you know what I mean. Where the flowers will wilt. So that's why I like to use my quick dip. Turning this around, just having a little look-see. Where do I want to put that one? Put that one in, put that there. Not too much, don't get it too busy. Put that one in there like so. So now I'm just going to, and here I've got a little bit of the asparagus fern. Now going on the inside, we don't want to see the inside, so I was just having a look to see what I had left, and we'll just pop a couple of these in actually. Got another leaf just on the inside of your wreath frame. Just put a little bit of plant material in there too. We don't want to see the foam. I don't like seeing foam, so pop a little bit of that in there. And that's a crucial thing to remember when you're designing. Try and make sure you cover your foam. Not only does it help keep the moisture in, it also looks a lot tidier, you know, because when we're judging, we see foam, have a little bit of moss or a little bit of something just to cover it. So I always base up with my smoother leaves first, and then I add my contrasting forms, contrasting textures. And then I've got here, I did say to pop in another little texture if you wanted to. So I've got here just a little bit of the Hebe. So I'm going to just tuck a few little placements of this in here. And again, just grouping it. So this is just whatever I could find in the garden this morning. Just going to group that because I wanted it to look nice and lush. I hope you enjoyed the picture, the little video I did yesterday of the falls. They were stunning, and I thought I had to share it with you all because it was beautiful down there. And someone said, well, how far away are you from the beach? Well, over the hill, 20 minutes away, over the Kaimais, it's a big Kaimai range here, there's Hobbiton, where the Lord of the Rings was filmed, and I love going to Metameta. That's where it is, in Metameta. But if I go 20 minutes the other way, down the hill, I'm actually at the beach. And we've got beautiful white sands here in New Zealand, and I will take a picture of you. I'll take you to the beach next week, I think. It's beautiful down there, and you'll see our seashore, and it's just lovely. So when you come to the World Show, you'll be able to go and do a bit of travelling. Then if I go another hour down over that way, is Rotorua, where all the big volcanic mud pools are, and you can go on tourist visits around there, and it's just wonderful. So it's not very far for me to travel to all the sites. And if I go 2.5 hours upwards, I head home to Auckland, and that's where the World Show is going to be in 2023. So this is just a lush wreath. Right, now what's she going to do? Well, she's going to put this to the side for the moment, and I'm going to show you how I add a little bit of extra to this design. There's many different things you can do, but I've got some kebab sticks here, and I've got the Stemtex tape. Now this is the wax tape, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the kebab stick and I'm going to tape it with the paper tape. It's nice wax tape, so just tape the kebab stick. I don't want it to look white and stick out, so I'm just covering it with a little bit of the tape. If you want to, and another thing you can do is get a leaf, a lush leaf, and you can get your kebab stick, and you can get the lush leaf and rub it up and down, and the colour from the leaf, the chlorophyll, will come out onto the stem, onto the stick, and it gets rid of that real bright green. Or you can get a bit of dirt and roll it in the dirt as well, and that'll get the nice brown and get rid of that real bright, stark white line that you'll end up with. So I've done one there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a test tube, and again using the Stemtex tape, I'm going to go around the tube and around the kebab stick. Now because this is being taped, it's quite sticky, so it helps hold the tube while I tape it. I'm just going to work my way down and make like a little skewer like this. Now yes, I know you can buy these ones. These are the tall stalks or the extension vials. You can buy shorter ones as well, they're the plastic ones, and then you can buy these ones too, which we have a lot of. I normally cover these with a Stemtex tape because I don't like that real plastic look, but I thought not everyone's got those, so I make these ones as well, and I think they look a little bit more natural. Where am I going? There you can see it. Now I want to make some short ones, so what I do with the short ones is I get some toothpicks, and I get my tape, I go around the test tube, like so, go about halfway, or 2/3 of the way down, get one of your toothpicks and wrap it into the tape, and then do one on the opposite side and wrap that into the tape. And these are just some little tips that I like to do, and then you've got a nice little skewer one that you can pop in. So what we're going to, so you've got this one, I see if I can see it, and then you've got this one. So we want those side, and I've made a whole lot of them because I didn't think you'd want to watch me do them all. Then bring back your wreath, and yes, I know that we can use taller flowers, but sometimes we want to do a different style. So all I'm going to do is just spike these in. I'll put a little low one down in here. And this is because orchids at the moment are around in New Zealand, but sometimes you'll have shorter flowers like the gardenias. Those are the little shorter heads. This looks really nice too by using frangipani. All these little things that do like their own little bit of water source. So I'm just going to work my way around. Now make sure when you're doing this that you don't go to equal placements going dot, dot, dot. do a grouping of a couple together, but you can cut some just a fraction shorter to give it a little bit of variation in height. Put another one up here, but again, don't make them equal. Because it's a contemporary design, it's very, people say, well, why is it contemporary? You know, why are you doing it like that? It's because sometimes I don't want to do the traditional placements, which are equal placements, and they use gradation and colours to give depth to a design, whereas we're trying to use different forms, and what we're doing here, different placements by grouping them more uneven, giving interest to the design, so that's why we're doing it this way. So I'm just taking my eye around here. I might do a couple on this side, take a couple shorter. So all the orchids are happening here at the moment, and put one up through there, I think. I think that quite interesting. And then I'm going to do one more of these as well. So again, find where you put your tape. Go around your stick. I like the satay sticks. Always keep satay sticks together. Oh, looking good, Mrs. Thomas. Oh, thank you very much, Pip. Nice to see you, Pip. I hope you're going well. I haven't seen you for ages. I was talking to Jack on the weekend. It was so good to talk to him. Oh, and then Jack is our son in London. So we had a really good talk. He's just renovated their apartment in London. So he was sending Mum lots of pictures. He's an interior architect, so he did a pretty cool plan that he wanted to show Mum. So that was good. So now I'm going around here like this. Again, doing that little vial like I showed you before, because I want to do another one. So we've got this again. Now where am I going to put this one? I think I might take this one. Needs a friend. We need to give it a... We're actually not going to have a friend. We're going to have a whole group, a bit like a floral art group happening over here. So put them in there like so. Bring this back over. So now you've got those going around like this. Then you're going to get your water filler. Fill your test tubes up. Fill them all up. Okay, so I've got those all nice and filled with water. And then I've got orchids. I've got a stem of orchids here. They're just starting here because it's nice and cool, so the orchids are really coming away beautifully. These aren't mine, and all I'm going to do is just pop a few orchids delicately in here. Take a few up, a few down, and they'll last beautifully. And I like to pop them open, which means I like to just fold them back, and it gives them a little bit more form in through there. And beautiful, just showing them off. But you imagine this with a whole lot of gardenias. The smell would be absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to pop the orchids in through here. And I hope you're really well out there. Pop another one in through here. So we've got floral art in a couple of weeks. So I'm teaching at floral art in Tauranga in a couple of weeks. So I've just sent the worksheets out and looking forward to that, and then I'm heading up to Hibiscus Coast. So we're just starting to open up a little bit more in New Zealand, and just so good to see all our friends and our floral art groups catching up with everyone again and making sure everyone's okay. Pop that one open a bit like this. Take a few around there, and then I'm going to put just a couple right down at the base as well. Pop a few just there, open that up. I can take a few of the orchids just in through there. Now they may need wiring, so if you need to wire them, that one is not a very good one, I'll come on through this way. I carefully hold my orchid like this, and then I go through here, down, and then carefully go around that stem and down, and I'm just using the finer gauge wire so that I don't break the stem. That's going to give me a bit of strength, so it'll hold. So when I pop it into the foam, so I want to have unity now because white. My eye was just going to the white at the top here, so I'm just popping a little bit of these in, a few of these, and I've got a few other little special items to pop in as well. So just wire these ones down. Put another one in through there. that in, taking it in. A little bit sad, but I've still got to use it. It's not perfect, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pop this one in anyway. Saying I want us hanging out with my mates, so I'm going to put them in here. And tuck it in there. And you can see now, because white is so dominant and it draws your eye, you really need to make sure that you take your white right through the design. If you're using a white container, you need to have white flowers really big in your design as well, because otherwise it's going to draw your eye to the container and not to the design. So put a few of these in. So then I had a little bit of a wander around the garden again, and I had found, I wish you could smell this, hold on, see if you can have a good old big sniff of that. That is my white Daphne. Ah, beautiful. So I'm going to put a little bit of white Daphne in this one. I want this to go on the table, so I want to have a little bit of perfume coming through. Take off some of those leaves because they're just a little bit big. I want to see the flowers. A little grouping of my Daphne. Oh, that smells just divine. A few of those leaves, I want to see the flowers. A little bit more in through there, taking that down. Nice and lush. This is a very lush design today. I thought there's a lovely waterfall not far from where I am, about 5 minutes down the road. Another waterfall, not the one that I showed you, but there's one if you walk into the McLaren's Falls Park and you go right up into the bush. There's this beautiful waterfall, so I'm going to take you for a walk next week there as well. Actually, I've got a lot of walking to do. I need to. Lockdown got, you know, like I like chocolate and biscuits, so I need to work a bit of lockdown off. Pop that one in through there. Put that in. I think that one's got a leaf that's a little bit yellow. Just cut that nose. It's a bit plain coming over. Just got a few planes going out now. Another one just in through there. And the beauty about using the ivy leaves or the Fatsheria leaves is you can actually put your plant material through the leaf. It'll hide the foam, but also it gives a good anchor point for it too. So I've taken that little bit in through there. So then I've also said to you to have a little bit of vine, and I wanted to show you why, because I think we need to link it. It looks a little bit sparse there like that. So by popping a bit of this, here's just a bit of a camellia, not camellia, clematis. I'm going to put this in here. It's still just about finished, but I have got enough for today. Put that in there, just take that to give it a bit of rhythm. Also brings unity to the design, so it's not looking like I've got one design at the top and another at the bottom. It's linking it together. Just that little bit of vine there. I might put a little bit more in through here. Take another piece in around this way here, just to go across. And I also mentioned that other things you can add if you wanted to. I don't know if I will with this one, but you can use things like your buds of your camellia and just put them in a little skewer like this, and they will dry, and you can add a few buds. Actually, I might pop just a few in just to get another form. So I'll skewer a couple of these in. As you can tell, I like a lot of greenery. I love the lushness of it. And put that one in through there. Oh, is that one hold? No, just put it in there. And people have said, oh, are you sure those hold, Francine? So I'll show you ones that I did a couple of weeks ago when I made the garlands of the camellia buds, and they were the dark red camellia buds, and they've dried beautifully. And I just wanted to reassure people that it is okay to use them and thread them. So these were the buds, and these were of the camellia. I had the dark red one, and they've dried beautifully as garlands. So I'll just keep these away, and then I'll bring them out and use them on something. I've just got them threaded on just onto a wire so I can manipulate them where I want them to go. So don't ever waste anything, always keep your bits. Now what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to move this over here. Actually, I might leave that here. Bring the vase like I had the other day. Then you can pop this on the vase, and you've got a lovely elevated design. and it looks beautiful on the table. It's just something really, really pretty that you can have up there. You can bring a little bit more to hang down if you wanted to, so it comes over the container. This here is, would you believe this? This is actually preserved hanging amaranthus. So if I wanted to, I could, this is actually real amaranthus, but it has been preserved. I could put some amaranthus around the base of the container so it came down, or little clumps of it. And I've got this in several different ranges of colours that I'm working with. It's quite expensive, but the fact that you can reuse it's really good. But this is just showing you this design here. I thought you would enjoy something just a little bit pretty today. So I hope you enjoyed that, something a little bit different. So always think about the wreaths that you're making. Don't think, oh well, it's just a round wreath. If you elevate it, and this being on the glass, it's given it transparency. So it's made it look light, but there's a lovely pattern, and that lovely being able to see through the transparency that we've got in through here is giving the design lovely unity. So I hope you enjoy that today, and I will see you all again on Thursday. Now, Fred may pop up. I just don't know when he's going to pop up, because Fred doesn't know himself. So, which is a bit of a worry. So have an awesome day, everyone. Lovely to see you all, and take care, won't you? And keep smiling. Okay, bye for now.